All right, let's dive in. Today, we're talking about depth psychology, but maybe not in the way you're used to thinking about it. We're not just looking at it as therapy for fixing the past. We're going to explore it as this incredible, powerful tool for what you could call future making. It's this idea that getting to know the hidden parts of yourself is actually the key to building the future you want. So here's the foundational idea, the thing you really have to get your head around. Most of what's actually driving you, you can't even see it. It's totally invisible to you. You know that classic iceberg metaphor, right? Well, it's perfect here. Everything you're consciously aware of, your thoughts, your decisions, what you think you know about yourself, that's just the tiny little tip of the iceberg sticking out of the water. Depth psychology is all about the rest of it, the massive hidden part underneath that's really steering the ship. And that's really what depth psychology is. It's the exploration of that hidden terrain. It's not interested in just, the surface level stuff. It's about asking the bigger questions. What's really going on under the hood? What are the unconscious patterns, the dreams, the memories you didn't even know you had that are secretly running the show? It's all about learning how to tune in and listen to what that deeper part of you is trying to say. Okay, and this is where it gets really exciting. This quote from Dr. Michael Glock just nails it. This whole inner journey isn't just about archaeology, digging up bones from your past. He frames it as future making, and that's such a powerful idea. It suggests that your inner world is basically the source code for your future. The things you can truly imagine, the things you can feel from that deep place, that's the stuff you're literally calling into existence. So, ready to go beneath the surface? Let's start with the very first map of this hidden world, the one drawn up by the one and only Sigmund Freud. Freud's big idea was what he called the personal unconscious. Think of it like a psychic basement. It's this active, dynamic place where we shove everything that's just too hot for our conscious mind to handle. Painful memories, messy conflicts, all those raw instincts. But here's the thing, that stuff doesn't just go away. Oh no, it stays down there, and it influences us. Bubbling up in our dreams or, when we have one of those revealing Freudian slips. I love this metaphor, a hydraulic architecture. It's a perfect way to think about Freud's model. He basically saw our psychic energy, what he called libido, as being like water pressure in a bunch of pipes. If you try to block it off in one spot, that energy has to go somewhere, right? It doesn't just vanish. The pressure builds and builds until it finds another way out, maybe a weaker spot in the pipes. It absolutely demands to be expressed, one way or another. So that's Freud's personal unconscious. It's our own private basement full of repressed stuff. But then came his student, Carl Jung, who looked at Freud's map and said, you know what? This is a good start, but you're missing the entire continent. And this right here shows you just how big that shift was. If Freud's unconscious was a personal basement filled with problems, Jung's was more like a vast, ancient library, a source of incredible wisdom that we all share. For Freud, it was all about conflict. For Jung, the psyche wasn't something broken that needed fixing. It was something that was always, purposefully, trying to become whole. Jung called this deeper, shared layer the collective unconscious. His radical idea was that we're all born with a set of universal patterns hardwired into us. He called them archetypes. You know them, even if you don't know the term. The hero's journey, the wise old man, the great mother. These are figures and stories that pop up in myths and dreams and art from every single culture all throughout history. It's like we all share a kind of psychic DNA. And check out this way of thinking about it. These archetypes aren't just cute stories. They're like a symbolic operating system for being human. I mean, that's brilliant. Take the phoenix, right? It's not just a pretty myth about a bird. It's a pre-installed program inside of us for understanding what it feels like to fall apart and then rise from the ashes. It's a symbolic code for transformation and resilience. When life burns you down, that operating system kicks in to help you understand what's happening. Okay, so we've got Freud's personal map and Jung's much, much bigger collective one. That's great, but how do we actually explore this territory? Do you need some kind of special equipment? Nope. Turns out the most powerful tools for this journey are things you already have. Questions. And this is maybe the biggest shift of all. Most of the time when we feel bad, we ask, what's wrong with me? We treat ourselves like a broken machine that needs fixing. But depth work asks a totally different question. What is trying to emerge here? It's a game changer. Suddenly, your anxiety or your frustration isn't a problem to be solved, it's a message. It's your deeper self trying to tell you something new is ready to be born. So yeah, the main tool here is just asking questions. The right kind of questions, though. They act like lanterns. You're not breaking down doors, you're just gently lighting up these hidden rooms inside yourself.
seeing what's there without judgment. In fact, you know what? Let's try it. Let's light up a few of those lanterns right now, together.
Just take a second and sit with this one. Think about all the hats you wear every day: the employee, the parent, the friend, the partner. With all of that going on, what part of the real you feels like it's been left in the dark? What part is just waiting for someone, maybe you, to finally see it?
Okay, let's go even deeper now. Try to remember, who were you before the world told you who to be? Before you had to get the grades, get the job, pay the bills, before all the demands and the expectations. Who was that kid? What did they love? What lit them up just for the fun of it?
And finally, let's bring it back to the future, because those other questions, they're really pointing to this. If you really listen to your restlessness, your daydreams, even the things that make you angry, what new version of you is trying to break through? Who is that person knocking on the door of your life, asking to be let in?
So these questions, they're like lanterns lighting up the path. But where does the path actually lead? What's the point of all this? What's the end goal? Well, the goal isn't just to analyze yourself forever. That's not it at all. The real aim is something Jung called individuation. And all that really means is becoming who you were always meant to be. It's this lifelong process of bringing all those hidden, unconscious parts of you up into the light and integrating them into your conscious life. It's about becoming a whole person.
So how does this actually happen? It's kind of like alchemy, really. It starts with pressure building up inside you, that feeling of tension or anxiety or just a creative urge that won't go away. Now here's the magic step, step 2. Our normal instinct is to get rid of that feeling immediately. But instead, you learn to hold it. You create a safe container for that tension. And when you do that, something amazing happens. That raw energy begins to, well, ferment. It cooks. It reorganizes itself into something totally new. And then finally, it emerges as creativity, a breakthrough insight, or just the energy to take a new action in your life. And this whole process isn't just for you. It's not some selfish, navel-gazing exercise. This quote from Pacifica Graduate Institute says it all. When you do this work, when you tend to your own soul, you're also tending to the soul of the world. Healing yourself contributes to healing the collective. They're deeply connected.
Which brings us right back around to where we started this whole conversation, this art of transformation and the unbelievable power of our imagination.
Here's the big takeaway I want you to leave with. Our imagination is not just for daydreaming. It's not a passive escape. It is an active, creative force. As Dr. Glock says, what we imagine for the future isn't just a guess. It's a living mirror of what's going on inside us. And because we're all connected through that collective unconscious, the inner work you do, the future you imagine, that actually helps shape the story of our entire culture. It's that big. So I'll just leave you with this final question. If your inner world isn't just a dusty museum of your past, but a powerful creative engine for the future, what future is it trying to imagine right now through you?